Ready, guys? Yeah.
All righty, folks. We got some more Pro-Am action for you. I'm sorry, I'm a little winded just climbing up 2 steps.
You walked. Golly.
So bad.
Sorry, I'm out of breath.
This is my...
I moved.
Sorry, I skipped leg day.
You skipped lung day.
On the left-hand side.
But enough about you.
Rishabh Singawne. At nets, Toshi Hishida. On the right, Victor Lee up front. That's Gerry Meister at back. In this 2 out of 3 win by 2 for 9th or better here at Moneyball 2024.
Nobody knows how to spell their name. We'll edit that out in post.
You walked.
You walked.
That's really, really funny.
Sure is. Oh, he says it's pronounced. They say it's pronounced like Gerry.
Oh. You know, I think I knew that, and then I just didn't say it because I had climbed up those stairs.
Nice snatch there. Oh, I need a hotkey for the instant replay, too. Ribbit.
This is the first time I've ever seen Singawne play.
Okay.
Definitely has some skill there.
Hits the ball very hard. And he likes to do this. You'll see him do it at least once this match and probably a few times. You'll probably see him do it in the next couple possessions, where he has it set up on the right, on the front pin, but towards the right here like this. And he'll do this flip over to the middle and then immediately go to the push side.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple. Hello, Instagram. A couple reels.
That was real nice.
Yeah, I'm never going to laugh at that.
Lee sneaks that one in with the whisper.
No? I had to. But yeah, Rishabh has a good 5-bar. He doesn't necessarily favor brush up or brush down, but he gets in ruts. And so if his rut works against yours, he's going to wear you out.
I'll never laugh at that.
You laughed before you said that.
I didn't laugh.
Okay. Cool. So back to me. And the things, and that's one of the things. By the way, we play at the same local tournament back home when I'm allowed, and he's a smart dude. And when his like you see him play like in these kind of events, I fully expect him to dominate this match. When he's playing against players who are in his, his level of play, his rank, however you want to say that, he dominates. I mean, I think he either won expert doubles recently or he made it to the final. I don't remember, but he against people that he doesn't know or isn't afraid of or intimidated by, he's a dominating player. And against players where he feels like he has to step up a notch, I think that's where you see a little bit of his game falter a bit, because even at home playing with some of the local pros, you can see him change his game to play up to theirs instead of letting his game be enough. So I think shots like that, defense, taking the ball away from a failed clear attempt is what you can expect from him this match. Donuts are good.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing pro singles?
Yes. No.
Open.
Open singles.
Okay.
When's pro singles?
4.
Today?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. No. Nope, just open. That'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be shooting a left-handed pull shot from the back in singles. If my arm does that, so the bad thing about that is the way that I play, like this part of my arm. I think the forearm is what most people call it. It's really easy to blow that out. Because it's all.
Oh, yeah.
The ball's so hard.
And that walking around, that is intentional. A lot of times you see people walking the ball around, and I don't think they know why they're walking it around, but in that case, he was very clearly trying to get Meister off that push side.
I don't know that I agree with that. Message in the chat there says over age 65 gets an extra 5 seconds per. I think they should get 5 fewer seconds. Make it rollerball. The older you are, the less seconds you get. Time is of the essence. You're
literally
about to die. I mean, that's not mean, but like if you're 20, you're less likely to die than if you're 80.
Yeah,
you know.
That's
that setup I'm talking about. See how where he has it over to the push side and he brings it back with the flippy, and then he didn't go push side immediately, but you'll see him do that, and he'll abuse goalies with that. Goalies who haven't seen it.
Oh no!
Why in the world would you flip your?
Oh no!
What camera is he looking at?
I don't know.
I have so many cameras here.
He wasn't on any of them. All I saw.
Okay, well, we'll edit that in post for sure. That's the way you do it. That's the anti-table tap. That's the opposite of a table tap. Yeah. He will tap the table, by the way. We've played together. We played open doubles at Texas State last year, and I told him the number one rule, because he was playing goalie. Typically, I tell people the number one rule is clear the ball. Number 2 rule, don't worry about blocking. The defense will work itself out. So don't worry about blocking and clear the ball. That's number 1. But with him, I said number 1 rule: no table tap. If you tap the table, I will quit. I don't think I said that part, but I did say number 1 rule: no table tap. So that is the opposite of a table tap. Just go full, TikTok photo bomb. Now let's put him back up. I was just thank you. We'll do that when the second game. We'll just leave him from that point forward. That feels like a good rhythm. Nice save there by Hishida. Oh, this is the push shooter. Push shooter.
Push.
Yeah.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Pull shot. Scored. Wow. That is a smooth pull side.
Station number 2, James Castillo and Tim Park plays Matt Cox and Michael Black.
Notice how many 5-bar possessions it takes for Rishabh to go wall. He's gone 2 to the 2. He's gone a couple ups. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I say he gets in these ruts. He can go both ways just fine. But I think he overcompensates frequently instead of mixing it up.
Victor Lee just having his way with the 3-bar right now, and a timeout called, as you should do when that happens.
Good time for an ad break. If you're not subbed to the channel, rather if you are subbed to the channel, you don't see an ad right now. If you're not, then you do. Good time on the timeout. I meant to snooze that and play those between matches, but I kind of didn't. 2 for 7 passing is not winning foosball. However, they are up 3-0 in this second game. Without a completed pass, because he's scored 3 out of 3. And, well, how does he shoot the ball if he doesn't complete a pass? Well, take a look at that yellow block, and you'll see 0 for 3 clearing. Those are free shots, and all 3 of their goals have come off that. So that setup right there where he, oh. Sorry. I feel like I'm your Uber driver.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? When'd you get here?
How's it going?
That's our second. Ready, guys? Yeah.
So far away. The words where it's sitting right there.
So is this something that you were saying about Rishabh? Is that when you were saying this when he's playing against higher ranked players, right? But
yeah.
When there's pressure on him, does he sometimes fall into this situation where he can't quite perform?
No, not at all. That's. I hope I didn't word it that way. What I'm saying is, if he's showing up to a table and he doesn't know who the people are, you got to beat him.
I see.
If he shows up to the table and he knows who you are and you're a good player, so it's a confidence thing. I think if he doesn't know who you are, the default is I can beat you. If he does know who you are, the default is how did you beat me last time, and can I overcome that? Probably not. And so I can feel it when I play against him. That's a smooth push side. I can feel it when I play against him in the local, where I don't feel any struggle. I think that I just sit there and barely move and let him beat himself, because he's in his own head about it instead of just playing his game and showing up to the table with I hope I don't lose versus showing up to the table with you got to beat me, and like the confidence that he's playing with right there and the power and just the free spirit of it all. If you know him, he knows you rather. That doesn't really exist. So in an event like this, he's 2,000 miles away from home, and he probably doesn't know most of the people here, and most of the people here probably don't know him. None of that's going to come into play. But you'll see a very different game if he gets in a match with, for example, Sparky, who he knows. He lived in that Bay Area for a while before he moved to Dallas. So if he plays somebody like Sparky or somebody like, one of those like good players, it's the dynamic changes, and it's not a skill thing. Like, he doesn't forget how to play. He makes different decisions based on that, which is where he gets in his own way. So it's easy to say, well, Sparky's better, so of course it's harder to. Yeah, I agree, Sparky is better than your average bear, but that is not the reason that I'm saying that match would be lopsided. I'm saying you can clearly tell, and I can say from experience, I can feel, he's lacking the confidence that he needs.
How does one counteract that? How could he counteract that?
Forget who you're playing. You still have to beat me. Like, you got to beat me. Like, if I show up to the table, I don't care who you are, dude. If I show up if it's Tony. Yeah, Tony, I get it. You're the best in the world. You've been the best for a while, and you're a machine, and you don't lose in singles. And also, you still got to beat me.
Yeah.
And that's not an arrogance. That's not a crazy. I can beat anybody. You just have to, anybody can lose. Like, technically that's true, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm putting my best product on the table, and you damn well better bring yours.
Yeah.
And I think people don't really think like that. I think people think, I just want to get close, or I just want to score a couple, or I want to do something impressive, or instead of thinking, you got to beat me. This is not over. You have to beat me before you put in your result.
They start trying to play a different game.
Yeah.
And imagine back in the day when Tony was just starting, and if he thought that his game wasn't going to work against people like Pappas or Terry Moore or Collignon, right? And he just kept going with it, and then you see the monster you have today. I think there's something to that. You have to have faith in what it is that your mind and your body is doing, unless you're not good.
Yeah, none of this applies if you suck at
If you
foosball.
suck, then just fast forward and just check out the replays.
I just think there's a point where, for the first few years of foosball, for the first few divisions of foosball, when you're a rookie, mechanics matter. When you're an amateur, mechanics matter. Like you can get to pro on mechanics alone.
Yep.
You can just practice a pass and get to pro. Getting to pro is not hard. But that's the shot I was talking about earlier. He's been setting it up for a while and then just didn't use it until then. Anybody who tells you getting to pro is hard, they're either trying to make themselves sound bigger than they really are, or they're not good at foosball. But for most people, getting to pro is easy. You just practice and go to tournaments.
Ready?
Simple as that. And then from that point is where it gets difficult. And so where Rishabh's game is right now, and he's still rated expert. He's not a pro, but if he goes to enough tournaments, he'll be a pro soon. And because his mechanics alone, if we do this view right here for a little while, and you put him against the Brandon Munoz, you're going to recognize Brandon Munoz's game, and you're going to if you know Rishabh, you're going to recognize his game, but you're not going to know who's the master and who's the expert. From this view right here, you won't know that until you start looking at their decisions. But if you look at a pass, like this right here, you wouldn't know if this is him or, Warren Van Landingham. Now, if you start looking at the time or like a bunch of possessions together, then you can see the difference.
I'm excited by what you're saying, because what you're talking about is the picture that you're painting in the opponent's mind, and that really everybody at a certain level can kind of do the same stuff for the most part. But it's what you're doing with that matters, and that's something you could detect after a long time. I wish there was a cool way to watch that from that angle over the course of a match to really see how that plays out, and we see the story of a match.
That'd be a fun series to have on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Who is this? Yeah, that would be.
Might be something to that. I just believe on an empty table, most people can do a wall pass. Most people can do a brush pass. Most people can do ... insert thing that everybody does. And then there comes a point to where your mind is the reason that you're better or worse.
Yeah, and I think that's something we talk about a lot when we say, that the pro and above level execution becomes a non-factor. You just got to know what you do with the ball and the rod. 3-2 in favor of Victor and Gerry in this third and final game of this Pro-Am match. I've never seen Victor play, but it's been fun watching his rollover.
Yeah. I've only seen his push side. I'm sure he shot more than that, but...
He did a couple pulls earlier on that were pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Rishabh. Rollover position. Slowing it down. Tap to the near and out to the far he goes.
Come on.
This is win by 2. Rishabh giving Toshi some advice on where to be zone-wise. A lot of fortunes being made there. Love the faces. Wow, that ball's rolling around and nobody quite has a handle on it. Beautiful, 3-3. Buried, 4-3. Timeout called. I believe that was Gerry that called the timeout.
Oh, we should have the mics on these guys. Next match.
Yep.
Next match. Everything's ready. I could have done it for this one. We were doing shortcuts. What the hell what are they saying? Just make it up. Just make it up. Yeah. Yeah. That's well. That'll
I don't think I ever switched this game. Oh, right. So it was the last game.
No. Right at the beginning of this game, you took 2.
Oh, not this game. That was last game. That was last game.
Oh, I thought he was being funny.
You have 2, you have 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Modern Foos.
Modern Foos, baby.
Oh.
Hey, hello Instagram. That's how you get on the gram.
Ready? Yeah.
Check that out.
All right. Wow.
So he's been doing up this whole series, and he hasn't caught it down yet. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, where he doesn't favor one in any given match. It just kind of goes all around.
We are now going into overtime in this third game.
Come on. Ready? Yeah.
I wonder if they know that.
Some shot on goal.
Come on.
All righty. 5-4.
Ready? Set.
Lee, opportunity here to catch up and continue to play. Let's win by 2-8.
Yes.
Lee looking up, shaking his head. He's disgusted at that.
Yeah.
Toshi puts the ball into play. It's match point for them. There's a pole kick, closed hand attempt at a bank far side. Love to see that this late in the game when your nerves might be tight. That was not a tight hole. That was a fast hole. 5-5.
Set. Yeah.
Woo, little Schlafer throw there.
Yeah.
Like that. Talking about a switch, and they do.
Ready? Ready.
It is match point again for the team on the left-hand side.
And Rishabh has a cannon from back here, by the way, when he shoots. Sheesh. That is tough. Man, that is a tough time to not clear the ball. That wasn't even a failed clear attempt. That was just a donation, man. You got to clear that ball. Especially, I was about to say he can score from back there, and he does have a habit of playing with the ball too much.
Well, it's now a race to 2 for both teams. Timeout called by Rishabh.
Smart timeout. It's nice to have timeouts this late in the game. They didn't call any earlier in this game. Nice to have one to burn right there. I think there's something to be said for when you're practicing foosball and all the different things you can practice for big moments. Getting the ball off the wall is one of those things I've literally made tutorials for new players, like, do this because you only have 10 seconds on the 5 bar. And you don't need to spend 4 seconds getting it off the wall. And you don't need to burn a timeout. I mean, if you have a timeout and you need one, sure, burn it. But it's unfortunate to even be in that situation to begin with.
Steal by Meister. Timeout called. That is their last one as they switch back into their regular positions. They were talking about that. Gerry stoked. Came up there, did what he had to do.
Yep. Sometimes you switch to block the 3 bar. Sometimes you switch to block the 5 bar. Hoping that you never need to worry about the 3 bar.
But unfortunately, that possession did not go where they wanted it to.
He's going to
Rishabh gets it back again.
He's going to have to look for this up here. The down is just not working. The wall's not working. For 5 in 1 possession. That is ouchie. Nice.
They have 1 timeout left. Don't know if he'd burn it here. Stomps his foot in rage.
Gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. I think a ref is calling a distraction on that if he's at the table, and I don't think you're going to get that from Gerry in that situation. So, you know, call your match how you want to call it. But I think if a ref is there, he calls that a distraction and gives it back to him on probably the 5 bar. It's okay to be frustrated. It's not okay to stomp when your opponent is trying to do something offensively.
Yeah.
Wow. You got to wonder why he's leaving that. I mean, he's drilled that push side really nicely this entire match. I think that's the one option I would just take away. Force him to do something else.
It is match point for Lee and Meister. Rishabh is looking to change that narrative, but that is 3 shots in a row now that just don't feel like they had a home to go to.
Yeah, cool.
Floating in the wind.
Yeah, let's leave these up for the rest of the match, Dan. Thank you. There's just no reason to be down 7-6 when the opponents are shooting 14% or passing 14%. 2 for 14 is atrocious. And you're clearing the ball. I don't know where these shots are coming from. I mean, are they coming from clears? Are they coming from... I don't know. Yeah, true. Yeah, 5 of those were in that 1 possession. Good job, stat man. That's 8 in a row. Finally gets it through on the 9th.
Match point, Lee. Buries that in an interestingly statistical manner. Rishabh Singawne and Toshi Hishida are defeated by Victor Lee and Gerry Meister in this Pro-Am for 9th or better.
More than them. More chances than them to finish.